Instagram. My name is John Spain, and I'm the owner of Maine Art Hill in Kennebunk and Ogunquit. And I'm here again with artist William Hoyt, my dear friend of 23 years now that we've been doing this, I think.
Yes. Yep.
And we have sort of a rare treat planned for you today. Wimby has carefully chronicled through photographs the creation of one of the major pieces in the show, which is called Racing to Windward, yes?
Yes.
And from the very first pencil stroke on his sketch to the final paint stroke at the end, he's going to show us how that painting was created.
Yes.
And as long as the technology works, we're in good shape. Behind us here in the monitor is the starting point. So I give you Wimby Hoyt.
I'll stand here. So this study is right there. And I did that first. And I had this blank canvas in my studio because I had a commission that I was going to do a winter painting of somebody's house and the view from their house. And they decided they'd rather have it done in the spring. So I had this big white blank canvas, and I had done that painting. And I just thought, well, I'm having a show in Maine. I think I'll use that canvas. And so
Lucky us.
I drew this. So this is basically two photographs. That boat was one photograph, and these boats were another one. And can I zoom in, you can see these lines, which are 4 inches apart. So I grid the photograph on my computer and then put the lines on the canvas, and that way I can transfer it pretty accurately. And I started doing this when my son-in-law had me paint his race cars, because I wasn't too familiar with race cars, and people were very particular about their race cars, that they have to.
So a quick question, do you use a ruler or is this all freehand, like with very straight lines?
I don't use a ruler, but I have things I call bridges that attach, they're like sticks that I can, in fact, I have a video in here I can show you. So here we are, the drawings, and then I start painting, which is arbitrary. Why did I start there? I just guess. Then I cover the water part with one tone. And then I did the sky. And then I guess I decided the water needed to be darker. So I made it darker. And my process when I'm doing stuff like this is to pick a middle tone and go lighter and darker. And then put the little dots on, the little sparkles. So here we are, beginning to define things. Oh, here we go. So here's the bridge, this is called a Malstick. You know what that means. Mal is paint in German, and a Malstick is just a stick with a leather bulb at the top that you can rest. Malstück. This is meine Malstück. Malstück. Does it have an umlaut?
No, it's just an O, not an I.
Oh, it's a Stock. You sure that's not Schweizerdeutsch? Yeah. So as you can see, I did all the water with that brush, which was a rosemary filbert, sable filbert, which has long hairs and comes to a nice flat point. So you can paint narrow things this way, and then you turn it that way, and it makes fatter things. So as you do the wave, you can start out thin and then turn it
Hmm.
fat and then go thin or fat. And you can sort of, so it's a little bit like a typewriter. And I start at the very back and move forward, and usually from the left side. So here we are. Well, actually, it looks like I didn't start at the back. I lied. But yeah, coming across, doing the water. More water.
And this has nothing to do with the picture on the computer, right? This is your own.
Yeah. At this point, I've covered up the little boxes anyway, and I have to make water. So I just make water. Oh, here we go. No. Oh, there we go. See how to make the sparkles glow, I have another brush that has a little bit of white paint on it that I sort of pounce on top of the dots, and it makes them softer, because when you're out sailing and looking at the sun, they're not hard little dots. They're there's more. And is this the finished product? I think it might be. Yeah.
So how much elapsed time? How many weeks of your life was involved in what you just showed us in a few minutes?
Probably three weeks. And I probably did other things. I might have done other paintings. But I pretty much stayed on this. Mm-hmm. But there were times when, like, when I was going to draw the rigging, you have to wait till the sky is dry, because otherwise you go to make a line and it just picks up the wet paint, and then it's.
How long do you usually wait on that? What is the dry time for?
Not too long, day or two. I do add things to the paint. John knows about my collection of mediums. I have lots of little jars. They proliferate. I think they multiply at night. Yeah. Because I'll be doing something. I'll think, I should mix the Lucas painting gel with some linseed oil to make it more fluid, but not add a solvent. Because if you add a solvent, then that's a whole different behavior. So I'll make up a jar of that, and I'll use it. Maybe I should add some Venice turpentine. Venice turpentine is the exudation of an Austrian larch, and it is the consistency of very heavy honey. It's a resin, and if you add it to paint, it makes the paint self-level, so that it doesn't show brush strokes.
It's heavy enough.
It's like varnish. They probably use it when they make varnish to make it smooth, which, I'm not a particular fan of smooth painting, but anyway.
Smooth has its places.
It has its place, yes. And it's sticky. So there are times when you don't want something to be fluid. You want it to drag the brush. Yeah, so you don't skid around. It's like.
I've visited your studio many times, and I've seen a few of your works in process, and I would venture to say that you are a devoted student to the materials and the things that you use, and you're always trying new things and finding new materials and different brushes.
It's called obsessive compulsive.
I was trying to say that nicely, but I believe you are right, my friend.
Yeah.
And you document it all for each painting, is that correct?
No.
You
Used to.
Yeah. Sometimes I do. Yeah, because I'll do a painting and and I'll be doing another painting, and I'll think, gosh, I need to do this the way I did that. How did I do that? Because in the course of doing that, I might start out with one medium, and the next day, it's like, no, I got to use it. I need something. I think I was talking this morning about glazing. Glazing, you need to let a painting dry, and then you can use a medium with very thin paint and paint it over something else to change the color of it. Like you could make, like the yellow, those buildings that are catching the sunlight. I painted them white first and then just painted a thin layer of yellow over so that they would glow. Because if you mix red paint with white paint, you get kind of a dead pink. It's not like red with a light behind it or yellow with a light behind it.
Was that the same process in the one behind John?
I think it's right here that you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, and those dots, to make those glow pink, I first just put down white dots, and then I think you can probably, if you look up close, you can see I just dabbed a very thin layer of a reddish, a pinkish color over it. And paints come in opaque. Some paints are opaque, some are transparent. And for glazing, you want to use the transparent ones because it's like putting a piece of colored glass over something else.
Do we have any other questions?
You on to each painting and tell us how you did each one?
We want to be careful not to overwhelm the viewers on Instagram. So I think we could do that after we finish, but let's start. I'm going to say thank you, my friend, I know you put some effort into this, and I really do appreciate it. Wimby's Spotlight continues until Friday at 5. We're open every day from 10 to 5. And the paintings will be on display through that time, several of which have already been sold. Congratulations.
Yay.
But we're here. We'd love to share this with you over the next few days. Please join us for Windward Spotlight at 5 Chase Hill Road in Kennebunk. Thank you.